So guys, yes, I got this 2011 Legacy absolutely free. All I had to do was go to Monroe, North Carolina and pick it up with my truck and trailer. Subscriber had reached out to me about this car, said that it had blown its top essentially, and with the mileage and age, he just didn't want to put any more money into it. So he was either going to sell it for scrap or give it to me to make more videos to help educate you viewers with. So that's what we're gonna look at today. This absolutely free 2011 Subaru Legacy. Let's check it over front to back, see exactly what's wrong with it, and then I'm gonna try to figure out what in the world I'm gonna do with the car. So guys, I guess the first thing we'll do is do a walk around of the car and check the overall condition on the outside, look at the interior, and then we'll get underneath the front and the back and look at the mechanical issues. So right off the bat, the tailpipe is bent off to the left there. We do have a towing package on the car. Tail lights look good, no cracks, no issues there. Paint looks reasonably good at the back. No issues really popping out on the back bumper. Looking at the tires, it does have a very new set of Michelin tires. Very nice condition. Believe that the owner said that he had recently put new brakes front and rear and struts front and rear on the car. We do have some scuffs and scrapes, but again, it's a 2011. It's not a spring chicken. Moving up to the front, we got a little bit of damage for the inner fender liner there. No big deal. Again, matching new Michelin tires all the way around. So the headlights were much cloudier and crustier, but yesterday I did a quick Meguiar's two-step restoration on them. Nothing perfect, but way clearer than what they were. Front bumper, grille in good condition, paint overall in good condition. There's some chipping, clear coat and things like that. We've got some scuffs here. This is a premium model, so no fog lights, cloth interior, etc. It is a 2.5 liter EJ 253. We do have damage on the passenger side. Dented door. I believe he said that a golf cart wrecked into it, but the whole side skirt here is gone. Door needs to be replaced or reskinned, and the rocker down here got crushed in pretty good. That is really thick right there. That's hard to pull. So depending on how much a new rocker panel will cover and a new door will cover, we might not have to do much down here. Coming on around, got a little scuff on the back bumper here. All the glass is in great condition, and otherwise looks really good on the exterior. Now, as far as I know, everything electronic works. I have messed with most of it. We'll look at the interior now. We've got nice, clean trunk. A couple of little things missing, little pop pins, things of that nature. I believe the spare tire jack, all that is in here. Haven't really looked. And I do see a spare tire. There's the jack. So everything is good there. Moving on to the interior. Again, this is a premium model. It has the black cloth interior. Looking very well for a 2011 with 200 and I believe 30,000 miles on the clock. We do have a set of Subaru all-weather floor mats in this car as well. Nice interior in the front. A little bit of bolster wear, not too uncommon. Nice to see that the center console lid is in good shape. A lot of those would shrivel up and bacon. These early generation 2010, 2011, and the 05 to 09s had that problem a lot. Otherwise, everything is looking really good in here. We've got the CD player, no automatic climate control, but I just turned on the air conditioning. Everything seems to work there. I did hear noise in the mode door actuator clicking after the key's off. But let's go ahead and put the key in, turn it on. We have no check engine light, no warning lights right now. And we do have 231,940 miles on the clock. I lied, there is one warning light. It's low washer fluid. So now let's get under the hood and I'll show you the reason why, the straw that broke the camel's back on getting rid of this car. And we'll talk about other issues and just do a general inspection. So the car looked great on the exterior and interior, aside from that crash damage there on the passenger rear, but under the hood is a different story. We've got a lot of buildup and a lot of things that need to be addressed. So the straw that broke the camel's back is right here. The radiator exploded on this car. As you can see, the upper radiator hose nipple broke off, and it's quite common issue. My brother's 2011 Outback did the same thing, and it's really common of an issue when you have overpressurization in these radiators due to a head gasket leak. And that is what is going on with this car. We've got tons and tons of oil leakage all over this engine, all underneath. It was low, a quart of oil when I checked it a minute ago. And I think the car spent some time up north. I think it was originally from Tennessee, so there's probably some rust as well. But pretty sure the main issue here is it needs a new radiator and it needs the head gaskets replaced. But other than that, it's probably minimal things. We do have the, the super hard suction line for the power steering hose. It's probably going to whine in colder weather. We can see the leakage on the power steering pump. Those issues we haven't had in a while since they went to electronic power steering. We've got timing belt was replaced at 150,000 miles, so might as well go ahead and put a kit on it while we're doing the head gaskets. We've got a marker over here. We can see the new fasteners for those new front struts. Battery definitely needs a decrust. And looks like we've got a set of aftermarket HID headlights or LED headlights in the car as well. But aside from that, let's go ahead and start looking at this stuff a little more closely and see what we can see. Looks like a newer serpentine belt. Got a lot of buildup on that lower radiator hose. I want to pull this timing cover off, look at that stuff. But yeah, there is a ton of oil leakage all around the cam cover, rocker cover, cylinder head, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way so we can look at the air filter and check out a couple more spots under the hood. So yeah, it's been about 80,000 miles. It's time for a timing belt water pump, although it doesn't look terrible in here. Let's go ahead and, well, that's one way to do it when you don't have the plastic push pins holding the snorkel in place. Move that out of the way and look in here at our air filter. Definitely needs to be replaced. Has seen better days. But otherwise, looking around, nothing is looking too horrible other than the head gaskets, the busted radiator, and the suction hose here for the power steering. Everything looks pretty dry on top of the engine block, so no coolant crossover pipe O-ring leakage. You can see the tip of the head gasket right there, and you can see it is that single layer or that multi-layer redesign the 2010, 2011, and 2012s had, but they do still fail. They just fail much later in life, around the 200 and something thousand mile mark rather than the 130, 120,000 mile mark that the original coated gaskets fail. So guys, I noticed when I first start the car, there is a heavy rattling sound, and it's nothing more than just the old exhaust heat shields rattling around. Common issue on these engines. This is actually the first time getting under the car since I picked it up about 2-3 weeks ago. And crazy enough, the parting line right here between the cylinder head and the block is fairly clean and dry. There's only a small amount of leakage right there near that hex plug. We can tell that the majority of the oil leakage back here is from the rocker cover gaskets and probably the rear cam plugs, but there is a ton of oil leakage going on with that all down this cross member, all down the frame rail, all across here. If we swivel around to the other cylinder head, again, it's very clean and very dry at that parting line between the head and the block. There's a little bit of seepage right here around the oil filter, but other than that, it's very clean. The majority of that oil leak is, again, coming off of the back of the rocker covers and the rear cam plug there. And as you see, it's all over the sway bar here and blown back. So I'm assuming we've got a head gasket leak. We might not, but it probably is, in culmination with that radiator just being old and brittle and the plastic getting too many heat cycles and just a little bit of combustion pressurization in the cooling system blowing that radiator up. We will refill the cooling system and do a cylinder leakage test and confirm if there is or is not a head gasket issue once we replace the radiator. Now, as far as our front steering and suspension components are concerned, everything looks to be in very good condition. No rips or tears on the CV axle, on the ball joint, sway bar end links, tie rod ends, etc. Everything looks to be in really good condition visually. We'll get the pry bar out and check for play in the ball joints, all that stuff. But it looks like a lot of this stuff has been upgraded, or not so much upgraded, replaced with aftermarket components like Moog or AC Delco, something like that. They don't look like Subaru factory parts in here. One real big positive is the CVT. The TR690 is dry. We've got a little bit of buildup on the front differential, but most likely that's all of that oil that has leaked and blown back under the car at highway speeds. But otherwise, looking clean, dry, and rust-free under here, looking to be in really good shape. So on to the rear of the car, looking everything over, looks like we've got some new KYB XL struts. Everything looks good as far as bushings are concerned. There is rust back here. You can see it on the rear subframe, the trailing arms, on the cross member there for the rear differential, but other than that, it's more surface rust. There is some flaky rust, but it's not anything structurally damaging, nothing super heavy. Everything looks good back here. Nothing looks to be jumping out bad. Differential bushings, all that stuff looks good. No leaks from the axle seals, factory axles, just looking great back here. It looks like our issue with our tailpipe misalignment is this patch piece here that was welded in. Looks like they welded it in a little bit crooked, and that's why our muffler is off center and touching the back bumper back here. But otherwise, looking good. So the engine starts and runs very well. No noise other than that rattling exhaust, and runs well to have all that oil leakage issue and a blown up radiator, but runs quite well. And I'm assuming that the spark plugs are swimming in oil because the spark plug tube seals have probably failed with those rocker cover gaskets. And the spark plugs and coils are likely just, drowned. So yeah, it looks like it's in really great shape considering the age, mileage, and the issues we've seen. Looks like it's not much more than a engine reseal and a radiator and, brake fluid and some general maintenance items and a little bit of cosmetic issue and be good to go. I mean, look here, we've even got the factory owner's manual. Most people, don't even keep the owner's manuals in their cars anymore, which I don't understand. Why do people take their owner's manual out of their car? Some of the used cars I buy do not have their owner's manual. I had to go on eBay and buy an owner's manual for my 2017 STI because it was not in the car. But yeah, overall, this is a great car, I think. So yeah, it looks like it's a minimal issue. I say minimal as far as I'm concerned, being that I'm going to be putting my own labor into it. And the only thing that will be costing money is like the radiator, coolant, brake fluid, engine seal kit, the heads being machined, and a time belt kit. So maybe $1,000, $1,500 worth of stuff to get this car tip top other than the cosmetic damage. But I know if you were a regular person taking this to a shop and having it done, I mean, about $3,000, $4,000 maybe. Who knows? So definitely probably not worth putting into a car of this age and mileage. So guys, we've looked the car over now. We know what we're working with more or less. And now I got to figure out what am I going to do with this car. So yes, we're going to make videos on fixing the issues with the car. We'll pull the engine, do the reseal, head gaskets, all that stuff later on. But my main issue is, what do I do with it after that? I don't want to profit off of this guy's charity and giving me this car. So I need you guys' input. I need your ideas. Been kicking around the idea of fixing the car up, selling it and donating the money to a charity, or possibly fixing the car and giving it to someone that is in need of a car. Probably going to go for the first option, fix it, sell it, take the proceeds of selling the car and donate it to a charity. I'm thinking the American ALS Society or fund in honor of my buddy Brian. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would love for some people like, I don't know, Subaru of America or Subaru Parts Deals or some of these other, retailers to jump in and maybe send me some parts to help offset the repair of this car. But what do you guys think about fixing it up, selling it, and donating the money to charity? I think that's like the #1 idea I've got in my head right now of what to do with this car. But I'm open to you guys' suggestions. Leave it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think I should do with this 2011 Legacy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all in the next one.